Hey there YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're working on the backing paper for the DIY postcard project for 122 film. So what do we need? First off, we'll need a paint roller as well as a tray, some masking tape, scissors. This paper I've talked about on the channel before. All this stuff's going to be in the description if you need links to where I've got all this. And some acrylic paint. I've got Apple Barrel here. This is just an Amazon brand, I believe. One of the first things we need to do is go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Roll your paper out. Get a couple of heavy objects to hold it down and roll it out on a large surface. I'm using my kitchen counter. After you have it laid out, you want to tape it down on just the long sides. Do not tape the ends because we're going to need to be able to stretch this paper out as it's wet with the paint. Otherwise, we'll end up with wrinkles and creases that will make it more difficult to use. When we get ready to lay down the paint, we're going to leave about 3 to 4 inches on each end. We don't want to paint that section. We want to leave it open. This makes it slightly easier to pull and keep things more even. If we wet it all the way to the end, it makes it more difficult to stretch the paper out. So we want to avoid that as much as possible. Make sure you coat your roller pretty well on both sides. Flip it over a few times to make sure it's fully coated. Lay down your first coat as quickly as you possibly can. You're going to notice there's a bunch of wrinkles and spots. Don't worry about that. We're going to fix that here in a minute. Once you've laid down your first coat, go ahead and lift up one side and one section at a time and pull it towards you to stretch out. This is going to remove all those wrinkles and all those creases that are trying to form from the paint. I think this is just a combination of factors from the paint making the paper slightly wet, which is making it kind of bunch up a little bit. It's not too big of a deal as long as you do this before it dries, before it actually plasticizes, and you should be fine. Just keep moving it and messing with it. Just do it all before it dries and then you should be fine. Here on the end you can see where it starts to flatten everything out as I'm pulling on it. That's all you really want to do, is just make it as flat as possible so you can make sure it dries flat. This isn't necessary, but I would like to do my process as quick as possible. But after you've laid down the first coat, grab a fan if you have one. If not, that's fine too. And just make sure the first coat is fully dry before applying the second. On the back of the bottle it says 15 minutes before applying your second coat. After our first coat is dried, we just lay out another coat. This one will go a lot quicker because it's able to adhere to the previous layer quite easily. And there's a lot less fiddling with the surface once you're done. If you look closely in the video, it's not stretching out near as much as the first coat did. Once you lay out your second coat, you're just going to go back over it and pull on the paper. Any spots, just remove them and get it nice and cleaned and stretch it out. Lastly is the cleanup. You're pretty much going to just need water. You don't have to have soap or anything special or fancy for it. Just water. Water will clean out your old rollers. After you let it dry on the counter, you're going to want to let it dry for 5 to 7 days. Do not use this the same day. As a matter of fact, don't use it for the next couple of days. 5 to 7 days is pretty much the recommended here. The next video, I'll be cutting film and rolling up our spools before going out and using the film. If you like this video, thanks for watching.